guys, I got me a little project here. I've got me a solar powered exhaust fan I'm going to put in my storage building outside, see if I can suck some of the heat out of there. But just got this kit off of Amazon. Comes with the exhaust fan, comes with the battery, and the controller here is one unit. It's a DC House solar fan power box. It's got a switch here to change it from intermittent to continuous, so you can choose how you want to run it. Come with the solar panel here. Got the cable already attached to it. Come with the cable to go from the fan to the controller. Come with this style mounting bracket, but I'm not going to use that mounting bracket. I'm going to use I just kind of dug through my stuff and found some angle brackets and put them on there, and just use the regular bolts that come with the solar panel on each side. I'm going to use these angle brackets because when I put them on top of that building, I'm going to set them, I'm going to bolt them to the frame, but that metal's got little ridges in it, and this angle will get it up above them ridges. Come with all your screws for mounting. It also comes with this little wall charger here too. If you want to just charge the box by itself without the solar panel, you can plug it into the wall and then just plug this into your controller and charge it up that way also. I guess we can take it outside and see if we can get it installed. Alright, so the way I plan on mounting this is dug through my hole saw stash there and found me a hole saw that matched the diameter of the fan. It's a 4 1/4 inch hole saw. So what I plan on doing is I'm going to mount this inside the building up against the tin. So I'm just going to put 3 holes in there to match the fan. So I'm just going to measure these and see where I need to mount them at. So it looks like each fan's 5 5/8 from center to center. So I'm gonna go up there on my building and measure out and mark 3 locations at 5 5/8 apart, and then hole saw through there. And I may go in there, and I've got a step bit there. This is going to be facing the outside of the building, so I'm going to put a hole in the outside of it to run my cable through. So I'm going to get up there and mark that, and to see if I can't get hole saws through that metal up there. Alright, so I'm going to mount this up here kind of high up in the center between these 2 ridges right here. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball center here with my tape measure. Let's say probably about right there. So I'm just going to center it up between them 2 ridges. I'm going to center it up between these 2 little ridges here. I got 2 big ridges here, and then these 2 smaller ridges. I'm just going to center it up in between them. I think right there is going to be pretty good. And now I need to go 5 5/8 each direction there. That's your ruler for this. I need one there. And one there.
Is that counting the space in between each one?
Do what?
Is that counting the space in between each one?
Space in between each one. That's center to center, 5 5/8. So yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to take this little punch and punch them and see if I can't get a hole through them or through there. I can get that hole saw to go through there. Yeah, get those. Now see if it lines up. Alright, I'm gonna take it inside and see if I can, well, I gotta measure out and drill a hole for this wire because it's gonna come out the front. Guess I'll put it up here somewhere. I'll figure that out. Alright, so I'm gonna mount this fan in here just like that right there. I think I'm gonna try to leave this wire right here on the inside. That way I don't have to drill through the outside and run it up over. But I just set the fan in there. And I just took and marked them top 2 locations where I want them. So I'm gonna come back with my drill and drill a hole through here and a hole through right there, and then see what it looks like after that. Alright, so to mount this, I'm just going to put one in each corner and probably not put any in the middle because I want this wire to stick up through the top. But I went in there and got some of these I got some of these little M5 by, I think they were like M5 by 16 millimeters. I'm gonna mount in there. I'm just gonna run them in there with a 3/16 drill bit. It's already getting hot in here, guys. Alright, so to help get that lined up, I just got the wife out there and see if she can stick them through there. Which side you doing first? That one?
Yeah.
Will not go through there?
You gotta twist it. Oh. Golly, as far as it'll go.
That's it?
Yep.
Alright. Pull it back out. Alright guys, so them screws ain't long enough, so I'm gonna go out there and
Hold on.
swap them for some longer ones. Well, maybe.
They just let them go because you gotta twist it in there, and it's like once that thing gets on there, then it don't want to go.
I see. So them screws are a little bit too big for these slots, so I'm gonna drill them out real fast.
So can I just go ahead and stick the other one in there?
Yeah. Alright guys, I just went in there and widened them holes out. I had to switch over to 13/64 bit to get them bolts to fit through there. So now let's try it again. I also grabbed a 8mm socket to tighten them up. Whoa, don't mess with it.
I didn't do anything, babe.
That's alright. One side started, then they come back together. So I get the other side on there without getting in the way of the camera. Pushing the bolt out?
No.
Okay. pushed about popped the washer off. Alright.
Alright, let's try it again.
It don't matter. Let's go to your left side. Alright. Alright. As I don't know, I'm gonna get to them bottom ones. I may have to shut this door and drill them bottom ones. It's gonna be hot. I'm not. I'm gonna leave the wire on this side of it.
Oh.
That's why I done it that way. I'm not gonna put a bolt in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Alright guys, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but I'm gonna try to drill them out right there. Just barely give me enough room. Watch yourself out there. Alright, I got them drilled now. We're just gonna try to put the bolts in. No, I can reach this. I couldn't get the drill in there.
Okay.
I need you to hold them this time though, because that hole's a little bigger. Alright, do your left one. Alright. Now the other one. Alright. Alright guys, that's what it looks like from the inside. I didn't put a bolt in these middle holes because I didn't want too much pressure on this wire, on this plug right here. I don't really want to run that wire on the outside, so I'm going to try it this way. It don't have, it's still, I can still move it, so it shouldn't be too tight on it. So now I guess I'll go outside and climb on the roof, or get a ladder set up and mount the solar panel on the roof. Alright guys, that's what it looks like from the outside. Now I'm going to see if I can't mount that solar panel right up there on the roof of this thing. Alright guys, so here's the way I plan on mounting that. I just kind of got it running parallel with the front of the building here. And you can kind of see the angle piece here that I put in there to get it up above these ridges. You can kind of see it creates enough gap there to get this wire to come through, and it's up off of there. This angle here is a little bit longer than that other side, so I'll put it on the low side. That way it'll kick it up a little bit more. But I think right there is where it's going to stay. So I'm just going to mark these holes here. I'm going to come back with my pilot bit and poke a hole in here. That way it'll make it easier to run that self-tapper through that steel tubing in there. The helper run off, so I'm going to have to get down and get my own tools. I'll be right back. Oh, there she is. Can you hand me my drill down there, please? Yeah, thank you. So I can drill this one, but that one there, I'm going to have to move it over to drill it because the angle's a little bit smaller and that bolt's in the way. I don't think that's going to work.
What did you do to that?
Hold that. Huh?
What'd you do to
What did I
that?
do to it? See that drill
I
bit?
see it.
Put the camera up here. Yeah, film yourself. Yeah, It helps if you put your drill bit in straight.
Oh.
Or actually, no. I guess I dropped it. No, it's straight. I just had it in there crooked. Alright.
Oh, that's better.
It helps if you put your drill bit in straight. Alright, so I'm going to drill that one and then mark this one here. Alright, now I'm going to drill them out and then I can run the self-tappers through there. Alright, so these are just the self-tappers that come with the solar panel. I'm going to get them installed in there now. Alright, so maybe don't use the self-tappers that's hot. So maybe don't use the self-tappers that come with it. They're not strong enough to go into that metal, so I'm going to go in there and get my own. I may have to scoot this hole over now since that screw broke off in there. I just took that little nail punch and punched that back out of there. I've switched over to these little 3/4 inch self-tappers I had. I already mounted that other solar panel over there with them, so they should work. It's a whole lot better. Alright, that's that. I think it's pretty solid. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. So the way I'm going to do this cord, alright guys, so what I'm going to do with this cord right here, it's kind of what I did on that other side. Those little ridges in the building there, I think there should be enough room I can just push that through. Let's probably go right here on this one. I just push it through, then I can pull it through on the other side. Alright, you can see I just kind of pushed that wire through right there, and I'm just going to pull all the slack out of it. That all of it?
Yep.
Alright guys, so to mount this, I'm just going to use the same M5 bolts that I use up there. Just going to punch through that tin, and then come back from the outside and put them through there and put nut and washer on them. I'm going to put probably 4 bolts in there. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It's kind of dark in here, but I'm going to kind of mount it right in this area right here. That way I can still get to my switches pretty easy, and it'll be easier to drill instead of trying to mount it up high. So I'm just going to mark them out. Alright, I'm going to drill them out and then see if we can mount it. Yeah. Let's put the bottom ones in there first because they got a spot to sit. Well, I may have drilled the bottom ones too high. Alright, so I drilled my holes off a little bit. I'm just going to slot these top holes. It's just plastic here. Yeah, that'll work.
That
Can you
better?
push them?
They're pushed?
No, I meant hold them. Alright, now time to get the, I guess I dropped the washer. Have to go in and find another washer. Hold the top left on your side.
I was just holding it with the tree on the bottom.
Bottom one. Other bottom. We can use a shorter bolt, I guess. Alright, so now we're just going to plug everything in. While I was in there, I grabbed another cord for my fan. You know what? I messed up. Cord ain't gonna be long enough, guys. I don't know why I didn't look at that. I was looking at this long cord here for my solar panel, but it only come with like a 2-foot cord for my fan. So let me see that. So my fan cord's a little short. I should have looked at that, but I ain't got nowhere to mount it up there anyways, unless I just, no, this ain't even long enough to get it past the door, so I'm gonna have to extend this cable, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'll just cut it. There should only be two wires inside there. So I'll get this extended, but alright, so you can see that we're charging. I got the solar panel plugged in right there, so it's charging right now. So that cable was long enough. I'm gonna go in there and splice my fan controller, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm roughly just gonna cut this in half here and see what we got. Alright, so I stripped them out, and that's what I thought. We just got 2 wires that extend, so that won't be too bad. Alright, so I got some wire here. It's a leftover, I don't know, I think for trailer wiring or something like that. I think it'll work. Give me a little bit more wire to work with. Alright, so I'm going to go brown to black and yellow to red. And we just heat them up. Alright, so you just heat them up, and they solder the wires together and shrink down to seal the wires. Probably make it a little longer than I need, that way I can always zip tie it up. I'm just going to make it probably, I don't know, probably add about 6 foot to it. Make sure you keep your connection the same, so we're going yellow to red and brown to black. Alright guys, I kind of messed up. I was going to put some of this heat shrink tubing over that before I soldered that wire on there, but I'll just use some tape. Got that extended. I think that's enough, so let's take it out there and see if it's going to work now. I just wrapped that up with some cloth tape. I like this stuff better than electrical tape. That stupid fly has been bothering me the whole time I've been in here. Think you'll make it long enough?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. Probably made it a little too long. Probably too dark up here anyways. Anyway, I'm just going to take this plug and plug it into the fan up here. Looks like my battery charged while we was in there extending that wire. Alright, I'm going to have my wife flip that. Will you push that switch to the one that has the 1 on it? Alright, so it works. I don't know how much air it's moving. Oh yeah, it's moving some air. It's got to be better than no fan at all anyways. I need to take some zip ties and tidy these wires up though. Alright, so the green light means the battery is charging. When that light goes off, the battery is completely charged. This orange light right here is intermittent. So I think during the daytime it runs like 30 minutes on and 30 minutes off or something like that. And then at nighttime it switches over to something like 15 minutes or 20 minutes on and so many minutes off. I'm not sure, but it runs longer in the daytime than it does the nighttime. And then this blue light over here, you switch this switch all the way over here and that just runs continuously. So I'm just going to leave it on the I'm gonna leave it on the intermittent, that way it preserves battery. So that's what it looks like from the outside. I don't think it looks too bad. I think I should have put some painter's tape or some tape over that metal, and then drilled my holes, and then spray painted that tin black, and then pulled the masking tape off. That way my cuts would have had paint in them. But I think that'll work. I'll go in there and grab some zip ties, and I'll zip tie that up, and I got some vents to put on the outside later too. Okay, so to attach them wires, I've just got these little nylon wire clamps here. I think they're called P clamps, I'm not sure, but anyways, I got a bunch of them. I'm just using those 3/4 inch self tappers like I use up there on the solar panel. But I just slip this over the wires. And then just attach it with them self tappers. Just like that right there. Then I'm going to take some zip ties and maybe tidy them up just a little bit more. Get them out of the way, but I think that's going to be it for the inside of this. Alright, so what I've got for this outside, the intake vents, I just got some 4-inch air vents here. They're made out of metal, and they got a screen on the inside of them, so help maybe keep bugs and stuff out. But I'm going to mount them along the bottom of the building here. I'm going to put 4 of them. I got a package of 4, so I'm just going to go ahead and use all 4 of them. So I just kind of measured out. I kind of went 1.5 foot off of each end, and then 1.5 inches. This building's 18 foot wide, so I went 1.5 inches. An 1.5 inches give me 15. So then I divide that by 3. So I got to go 1.5 foot and then 5 foot from each one of those. They give me 5 foot in between each vent. So I just went through there and marked them. Now I'm going to go through there and drill them with this hole saw. Alright, so I got all my holes for my vents, so now I'm just going to come through there and drill them out with that same drill bit I was using. This is a 3/16 drill bit, so I'm going to use those and use those M5 bolts to attach them in there. So I'm going to go through there and get all these set. Alright guys, you can see I got them mounted in there now. I put 4 of them in there, and on the inside you can feel quite a bit of air moving in them already. I should take you around and show you what it looks like from the inside. Alright, so that's what they look like from the inside. Got the 2 in the middle, and then of course this one's kind of hid off here in the corner here, and then I got the other one hid off in the corner down there. They don't stick through any farther than them tubes, so I think they'll be alright. I don't know if I got anything. I can put my hand over it and feel air coming through there. Let me see if I can pick up a piece of this grass and see if it'll show air moving through here or not. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but you can kind of see it sucking air through there, so I think they're going to work. That air coming through there is a whole lot cooler than the air inside this building right now. Look like my fan's still running and we're still charging over here. That's what that looked like from the outside there, where I put the 4 bolts holding my controller in. Right now the fans are off, and so I guess it's just the heat inside the building sucking air through there. So when them fans kick back on, it may be even more air flowing through there. Or actually, they might have just shut off. Let me turn them on and see if that makes a difference. Alright, turn them on. Oh, I can already feel the air difference there. Oh yeah. It's moving a lot more air now. That's with the door open also. I imagine it'll move more air with the door shut. But yeah, that's moving a lot more air when that fan comes on. I think it's going to work pretty good. Alright guys, I think that'll work. I can feel that cool air coming in just standing here, so I hope it'll make quite a bit of difference inside this building. I think that's going to be it for this video, so remember to hit that like and subscribe button there. Thanks for watching.